Hey Airsofters, this is Cutter Airsoft, and we have the AK KR-103 Lancer Tactical, all disassembled and in pieces. You might have seen a little short video. I can fix it. There's our upgrades, but a few things I wanted to say about this for anybody else who want to take it apart. There are no disassembly videos for the Lancer Tactical KR-103 or Lancer Tactical's lines of AKs, so I'm going to do my best to help out with anybody that wants to. A couple things to keep in mind. The hop-up is screwed in from the top to here. It actually screws into this block here, which is held in from the bottom there by two screws. And then the whole barrel assembly, let me get this here is held in to the gun right there by this little block, which is held in by 4 screws. And they are really tight, a little tough to get out, but they got the little pins in there to hold it. So actually, the fact that this was difficult to get apart and everything was tight, I'm impressed. For a $200 AK, certainly not what it's going to be after I get done with it, but for a $200 AK, so far this is put together pretty well. I haven't opened the gearbox yet. That'll be later on in this video. Once I get everything cracked open, we'll move on to that. Also the same with the hop-up, but the hop-up being aluminum is pretty good. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm just going to rebuild the internals with the bucking nub and barrel and use everything that exists here. If I see anything that needs taken care of, I'll certainly do that, but it's pretty clear. It's pretty good. All right, moving on. All right, we have the hop-up unit all apart. This here, the hop-up pressure arm is actually pinned in, and I don't want to remove that pin. And I moved it up so I can get at access to that window there, so I can make sure the Prometheus hop-up nub I have, flat hop nub, will fit in there. If it doesn't, I'll use a razor blade to shave it down to fit, but I'll make sure it's nice and centered with little arcs there. This was the hop-up rubber that came with it. It's actually fairly hard. I would say this is almost a 70 degree, just a guess, but it's just a standard hop-up, nothing special about it. I did rip it on the way out, but it doesn't matter. I'm throwing it away, so not a big deal. Everything else, little screws, brass ring, barrel's going away, but everything else is pretty good. In fact, screw even's got a washer on there, so this was all right and tight. Again, for a $200 AK, call me impressed. It's clean, looks good, and you guys can see that. All right, onto the gearbox. All right, barrel went in no problems. Slipped in my glove, and there's the Prometheus flat hop nub sitting perfectly in the window. So now we close this down on it. Oh, I can feel it lining up already. Cool. All right, let's keep going. Okay, we got the hop up reassembled. Mind you, this is with the hop all the way up, so you can see it. But there's the pressure plate of the nub, or pressure plate of the bucking inside the barrel. That Prometheus flat hop nub works perfectly. Okay, got the light on for this part of the video. This is the inside of the Lancer Tactical gearbox. I will be radiusing the window here, but other than that, again, not bad. Bushings, not bearings. That's pretty simple. I'm going to leave those. They did do shimming. I'm going to have to redo that because I have new gears, of course. Their compression set. For those of you that have said that Lancer Tactical is still bad, I'm going to have to disagree. Their QC and their overall quality, I mean, that's a full steel tooth piston, which is what I recommend. Their QC has gotten better. This looks like it was put together by a person, not just a machine. I mean, I'm sure there's machines involved. But everything, I mean, the stuff doesn't look cheap. It doesn't look low quality. This strip, rather nice. All these tabs hold the wiring down. But it came apart fairly easy. Motor housing's pretty beefy, which is good. Got a good motor going into it. Keeping all my screws separate. And the guide rod has bearings. So yeah, there's the inside of a KR-103 or Lancer Tactical AK gearbox for anybody curious. But now I'm going to change all that. Got the AOE corrected. That's how it sits. Pretty much perfect. And this gear will go up a little bit when it closes up, but that only makes it better. All right. AOE's good. All right. It took 3 times opening the gearbox back and forth, but I wanted to get this shimmed properly. I think it runs pretty well. That 40K motor, I have no problem spinning those. Nice. No play back and forth, but nice and loose up and down. Awesome. All right, got the gearbox back in. Got the pretty red trigger in. Safe. Oh, testing it on an 11.1. Just so you know. Safe. Nothing like it should be. Single. Full auto. Yeah, that sounds can't wait to get this together. All right, now that is of course what it sounds like without our little Warfet MOSFET from Gate. I'll be rewiring this after I unplug it, and I'll be putting this on, and then we'll be programming it, and we'll see how that goes. But for right now, it works.